Right. So private debt is quietly actually becoming one of our most exciting financial stories, and simply because it's practical. Um, banks tend to be rigid. Banks tend to want certain data in fashions that they understand and that are aligned to some of the older ways that they've been operating. And so private debt allows um, investors and the enterprises or even the governments to actually sit down at a human level and for people to then talk to each other about what's important, what are the KPIs we are interested in, both parties are interested in, what needs to be measured. Um, and so it introduces or provides a lot of opportunity for people to then uh, have realistic conversations about what can or can't be done and what uh, nuances we need to take care of. So what we have seen at Southbridge is that um, development finance institutions are also now being interested to understand the continent. So more and more people are coming to the continent with curiosity. The savior mentality that was there before is shrinking a lot faster, I think. So a lot of people are coming to the continent, and even for Africans who are away and diaspora are also helping to feed the narrative that we no longer, live on trees and need to beg for our money. So data like the remittances of Africans in diaspora to the continent show that truly there is people are able to absorb the kind of money that previously was coming as grants and in other shapes. And so with that then in mind, then you see that the gaps that are existing in our space are mostly driven by governance gaps, data gaps that then are easier to fill as opposed to then hardcore infrastructural financial infrastructural gaps that then need policy to move at national level for that kind of cash flow to move. So the DFIs, the private institutions, then are coming together. We are seeing a lot of blended funds. So you see people raising capital funds that are split between debt and equity. We have first loss tranches. We have the Africa Guarantee Fund that is providing guarantees, and all of that then help to mitigate some of the what is considered to be hardcore premium risk. And so a lot more people are more comfortable than to bring in the money and to allow the money to stay on the continent longer. Part of the problem I think we have had in years past is that the money would be short term, maximum 5 years, and it doesn't allow the infrastructure that Nana was talking about, because we need, like a road project, a strategic partnership needs minimum 7 years for it to then mature to a point where it starts generating meaningful returns. So with with the risk premium having been brought down, it is now possible, and we are seeing longer term money coming through the continent. The flexibility in the structures is also allowing for people to then grow, to learn. So I think there is more and more opportunity, and I think an understanding that there are things to learn, there are things to unlearn, there are models from abroad that don't work in our contexts. Um, and I think the only thing that is taking time to figure out is the currency volatility. Because then the current we are receiving the money in hard currency, and our local currencies are also behaving in unpredictable ways. And I think once a lot of the funding that we get starts to take into consideration either natural hedges or different types of hedges that then allow us to manage the volatility, then we will be able to arrive at some level of stability. But I think the biggest growth comes from just the mindset that money can come to the continent, stay longer, and produce good enough returns without it, with even with the uncertainties that we have, which for me, the mindset shift is more the longer term infrastructural change that we need to allow our continent to grow. I'll pause here.